And guys, we are back. This is the crossover episode that you didn't know that you needed, but everyone desperately needs. Guys, we've got Sarah from Hot Girls Learn Hockey, Brianna from Read Between the Blue Lines, and me, the Hockey Princess, bringing you all things romance book talk. So yes, we will be talking more heated rivalry because really, can we stop talking about it? The answer is no. And maybe some other romance books, some Briar U talk, some others, we don't know. Um, Guys, let's get started. First, Brianna, because you were not at our last heated
Yes.
rivalry Gab session. What got you into the world of the Game Changers?
So I'm very big on, I guess what we call bookstagram. I'm not so much on book talk, believe it or not. But I was aware of the book forever, and it's been one of those books that's like sat on my TBR for probably way too long. But I have this inherent, like, if something is being adapted into a show or movie, I must read it before I watch it. And so I knew it was coming out, and I was like, before I watch it, I need to read the book. And so I read the book. I finished it right before the first episode came out, and it was a very fast slope into everything and anything related to Heated Rivalry. And then I found out it was part of a bigger series, which I wasn't fully aware of when I started it.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I didn't want to miss out on like the weekly episodes when they were coming out. So I read it ahead of time, started watching it, and yeah, it was like a 0 to 100 scale immediately of how I got into it, and that's pretty normal for me, but yeah, most of it was just I wanted to read it before I watched it. And that was the immediate change into, oh, I have to read all these books now because it's crazy. This is all really good.
Um, do you have a favorite pairing out of the series?
So I haven't read the rest of the books yet. I've only read Heated Rivalry and then I read The Long Game.
Okay.
Because I felt, I know you're not probably supposed to read them, but I was like, I wanted more Shane and Ilya, like immediately.
That's fair.
And so I
Yeah.
picked that one up and I read it. But I'm very, very excited to read the first book.
Yeah.
I want more Scott and Kip. Like, I know I have the gist of what happens, but like, I want their whole in-depth story beyond what we got in the show. So that one I'm very, very excited to read.
Yes, as someone who has read this, and Sarah, you can say your comments as well. I loved what they did for the storyline of Scott and Kip in the show, but knowing the book in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, but wait this. Oh, but wait this. There's this. And you do miss, unfortunately, a ton with the jump between them, like,
Yeah.
not seeing each other, and then just all of a sudden, they're like, I'm like, are we
Yeah.
together? Are we
That was my
broken up?
biggest
And this is how
question.
you get back together? I'm
Yeah,
confused.
when we got the cup scene, I was like, wait, I need to be filled in. Like what happened from point A to point B? How did we get here? So that's why I need to read the book because I'm very excited
You do need to read the
about
book.
that.
Yeah.
But all in general, all of them. So
Yeah. Yeah, I will say this. Like I mentioned in our when we last talked about it. I it's nice how they condensed it, but once you have read the book, you like there's while you're watching it, there's parts that are like that like scenes that you're in your head, you're like, oh man, like
I wanted
this
it.
this like this dialogue would have just escalated it, or this also happened, but I don't know if it actually happened in this show. And then yeah, it's
There's one
I
scene in particular
Wait, but this
at
kind of
like the
sets me
end
up
of book one that I'm like,
better
what
because
do you
now I have
mean?
like lower expectations. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I have the condensed version, so anything that I read is gonna like
oh
automatically
yeah.
exceed my expectations because I only have such
Yeah.
a little. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna start this book like literally this week. We're gonna speed up the process.
You need to, because I think without trying to give too much away, there's one
Oh,
scene
go
in
for it.
particular, I would say towards the end of the book, where I'm like, what do you
I can take
mean?
my headphones out so you can not so you can
What do
spoil
you
it. Not ready?
mean?
Okay, go ahead.
At dinner.
Ah!
Oh my
Say your
god.
day.
Yes. Okay, you can put
Just whatever it is based on you like the reactions. Oh my god.
yes, 1,000% that
Because can
for
you
sure.
imagine Francois in that scene?
Dude.
Oh my god.
Ah. Ugh.
We
I
have
know
a
we'll never
request.
get it, but oh my gosh, if we had ever gotten like a Kip and Scott spinoff, gosh,
Give me all the spin-offs,
I
give
agree.
me all this, give me every single couple,
please.
really,
More
All of
especially
them.
Troy and Harris.
Yeah.
cookies. Oh, I have a Brianna. They might be your favorites. I don't know.
I really liked Troy when we met him, and yeah, the two of them. And I was like, okay, again, I know they popped off in the long game, but I was like, wait, I feel like they'll be up there too. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Oh gosh, they're just so like they're just so cute.
Yeah, that's the
Like
vibe
I
I
don't know
got
how
too
else
from
to
them just
describe
popping
it.
up.
They're just I love Harris. I love Harris's family, and oh my God, it's just like the perfect like grumpy sunshine like
One of
trope.
my favorite tropes.
It is just
I'm gonna
so
eat that
good.
up.
He's just so good. Oh my God.
I think that's not the only. I would say that's probably the strongest Grumpy Sunshine trope. But I also feel like you could argue that particular trope is kind of in every couple.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. I'd say like
Because even Common
yeah.
Goal is, I mean, they may like fluctuate, but you still do have it.
Yeah,
different
no, you're
levels of
true.
it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I just think yeah, Troy and Harris was just like the absolute like strongest, but each
Oh,
like
for
they're but
sure.
in every other couple like Fabian and Ryan and Eric and
Maybe
Kyle
not
and
even like Grumpy Sunshine, but like Golden Retriever, Black
Black
Cat,
cat.
yeah.
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 because that's definitely Eric and Kyle, which I love, and I know not a lot of people do.
I just gotta
Hot take.
reread it. I just gotta reread it. I've only read it once.
How much have you read the other ones?
Oh gosh, Long Game I think I read like 10, 12
Oh,
times.
so good.
I still
But to
cry
be
every
fair,
single
like you
time.
did that entire episode of the timelines. You really had to like go back and reread them.
Oh yeah, I like had to go back and just skim through just to remind myself of like okay, this happened before this chronologically, but then this happened in the middle of these two things. It was a
Oh my
lot.
god.
It was a lot of research. Oh my gosh. But it gave me the excuse to just go through and just I completely reread Game Changers and um what's Ryan and Fabian's
Tough
Tough
guy.
Guy. Just because those are two that I didn't really like. I couldn't remember a lot of them. Um, but yeah, yeah, I think yeah, Eric and Kyle's. I just need to get more into it. I do like Kyle as a character. Oh, I don't know. It's just kind of. I know that's your favorite. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's a lot of not a lot of people's favorites, and I do love the other ones. I think I just love the New York Admirals group
Ooh.
I do love their team.
as
Yeah,
a
them
whole.
and the Ottawa Senator.
Oh yeah.
Ottawa Senator. Sorry, Ottawa.
Basically the same thing.
Sorry, spoiler. Ottawa
Basically.
Centaur.
Oh my god.
Ugh. Yeah, but those group of guys are great too. I love their banter in the long game. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What a time. So with heated rivalry and long game, because we don't want to spoil anything for you.
Please feel this free. I feel like I've seen enough.
Otherwise, I'll like mime things.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Really charades. I'll be like, oh, that's it. Yeah, that
Hmm hmm
one.
But was there anything, because you read the books first, well, you read Heated Rivalry first, then watched the show, then Long
Yeah,
Game?
pretty
Or,
much.
okay.
That was the timeline, yeah.
I remember like I kept looking at your like threads and tweets being like, just read the Long Game, read the Long Game,
Yeah.
just read it. But is there a moment that like you wish ended up in the show from book two?
Ooh. I think the one which I don't know if I feel like it's a common answer. Um and it I know there's like speculation that might be how they start season 2. But the whole explanation of them starting the foundation
Hmm
and Ilya going to Ottawa. And again, that might be how they set up season 2. So if there's a Jacob Tierney's a mastermind, I'm not gonna question his thought process over here.
Yeah,
Because
no,
I
we
like the
love
way they
you.
ended the show, but I feel like that would have been so like here's a bow on it, and this is what they're moving towards.
Right.
Um, and like I just the whole explanation of the fact that they start it because of Ilya's mom and all of the stuff that goes into it. Like I just would have loved to see how that would have looked on screen. And if we get that, you won't hear me complain. Yeah, that was when I obviously it was in the book, but I was one of those things where I was like, wait a second, give that to me. Because I think that's super important. Like for what happens in season two, like you need to know that. So I know they'll set it up somewhere. And it might have felt weird ending season one on that, but hopefully it pops up because I think that's very important.
I also hope that they do that as well. And I wonder if they set it up kind of like in a similar sense where in the final episode where you have like Scott Hunter like doing the award show and it's like
Yeah.
it's the press bit for
Yeah, I
that.
was kind of thinking like maybe it's a kind of like a flashback setup sort of thing. Like
Hmm.
this happened and now we're here.
Right.
I just don't know.
That too.
But I'm hoping we see it. Because that part, like I remember reading that part and I was like, oh my God, stab me in the heart. Like this is too much. I can't get to it. Like so, and like season two is gonna rip me apart anyway because of the book and what we know. But I hope that moment gets in there somewhere, or there's like an explanation for it. Because I feel like if that's not included, I feel like fans who haven't read the book would be missing out on so much of the meaning.
They should just read the book
They
too.
should. Yes. But
Yeah.
yes.
They
We're
should
gonna
read
leave
the
it there,
book
yeah.
too. Listen, as long as Jacob Tierney does not end season two with the plane, I'm happy because that is my fear.
I didn't
Is that
even think of that
that's the
possibility, and I
cliffhanger.
hate that.
Well, I saw people are like, I hope he doesn't end it with the plane, but then I saw somebody else be like, what if they end it with are we doing spoil did we give a spoilers like warning before we started
We'll
recording?
do it.
Spoilers, sorry.
Spoiler,
Spoilers for
we're
the long
talking
game of
about
Sorry.
season two
stuff.
of I almost said Stranger Things, of Heated Rivalry. Um um
Crossover event.
so, the crossover event no one asked for. No, if some I saw someone was like, what if they end with like Shane and Ilya in Ilya's living room with the fake candles, and they end season two with Shane getting down on one knee, and then it just fades to black. Someone said that, and
That's also evil.
I was like, I hope you kissed the brick before you threw it at me.
Yes.
Jesus.
Oh wait, that reminds me though, going back to the previous question about what I wish was in season one. That
Yep.
doc, yeah, the whole proposal. I totally forgot about that too. But I remember watching it and I was like, hold on a sec, we're missing something here. And I remember, yeah, that's when and I know it was probably cut for like timing reasons and whatever. Um,
Whatever. Give us an extra 5 minutes,
I
Jacob.
know, I know. I
Yeah.
could have watched 15 hours of this. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that again, I feel like it's like a context clue for later. Like it plays into that exact scene. That's without. It's
Yeah, I
fine.
mean
It's fine.
they could always set it up to do a flashback to
Yeah.
like if they can figure out a way, because I don't think they could probably get that same cottage now
Right.
because
No.
of how big the show's gotten. But if they could just like recreate like maybe like a room that we didn't see that's in the
Ooh,
cottage, and
yeah.
it's like a flashback scene of like them having a conversation and Elia says that, like, I feel like they could incorporate it like that.
You
Jacob
could
Tierney, if
literally
you're
do
watching this, we have
Yeah,
ideas.
please
like a
give it to
really
us.
close, tight shot on truly like them on a couch.
Yeah, just them
Yeah.
like really close, like together on a couch, to where
Yeah.
like it could be any room in the cottage, even though it's like not filmed at that same
Actually,
place.
yeah. Good point. But yeah, I
Yeah.
almost forgot about that one, but that one was a devastating loss to me. I was really upset that one
That
didn't
was
get
my
in
big
there.
one where I was like, where is this?
Yeah, I agree. It's fine. Not really, but it's okay. I can't really complain when like the show was that good.
Right.
So I'm like
I'm like, now we're
nitpicking to be
just being
like, oh my God,
nitpicky
you
about
forgot
it.
this one thing. But like to me,
Yeah,
would have made me 10 times happier. But it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
it's great. Um, yeah, I also hope that we don't because like what we're greenlit for season two, but the boys are signed on for an additional one, so we're basically figuring
Yeah,
the two
now the new
seasons.
book is coming out. So
I'm
like,
hoping that it doesn't immediately just jump to the long game for
ooh,
season two, just because I think it because the beginning of the long game, that first chapter or that first bit is such like a whiplash
yeah.
that I'm like, do you really want to like start there? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. Especially because it's like now you have time. I would understand if you're just
Yeah,
jumping to
there's
the
more
long
season,
game,
like there's more episodes now, so you could fit way more in.
spread it out.
Yeah.
Give me more. Give me Ryan. Give me everybody.
All of it. Every single thing. All of it. Please.
Oh yeah, I want the Ryan walking in on them scene.
That's how we
Oh
start.
yeah.
We start
That'd be
at
such an
camp.
iconic way to start it.
Yeah, which
Actually,
that actual scene is at the very end of Tough Guy. Like, and it's so funny. Like it's alluded to in the beginning of Long Game, but you actually can read the scene at the very end of Tough
oh
Guy,
my
and
god,
it's
so
just so
good.
funny.
Poor Ryan.
Poor Ryan, man.
Poor
He got
everyone
Scars.
dealing with Ilya.
For real.
I am excited though. I don't know if you guys saw that whole, I don't know if it was a podcast or what Jacob Tierney was on, but where he talks about how he is including a scene that was not mentioned, the Shane
Yeah.
coming out to his team, which I'm so excited for because Hudson is gonna act the his little
Yep.
bubble butt off
But I'm
in
also
that scene.
unprepared for that, knowing how
Yeah, knowing
knowing how it goes, I'm
yeah.
unprepared for how that scene is going to be. And I'm not ready for it. Not ready for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be such a great scene for people who haven't read the books.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "Oh yay, he's coming out to his team. They're
Psych.
so supportive."
Yeah.
Little do you know,
Little do
Literally.
you know, it's a
Literally.
nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
it's a setup.
Oh, now I'm blanking on Longin because does Shane like in the actual book? It's just alluded to that he comes out to his team, or
Yeah.
is it just like and he
Like
does that before he gets outed, right?
everybody's like sketchy
Okay.
about
Yeah,
it.
I think it's just it's mentioned in the whole. I think it's like there's like a blurb of everything that had happened in the year between when Heated Rivalry ended and then Long Game starts because I think it is like a year between because they're doing the second year of the
The
Irina
camp.
Foundation hockey
Yeah.
camps. Um, and it's just like, and I think it's just a blurb of like what exactly had happened in the time between the two books, like Ilya moving to Ottawa and the first year of the camps. And then it's just like very briefly, just like, oh, and then Shane came out to his teammates, which, you know, Hayden already knows everything.
Yeah.
Um, um, but like, and he said that, you know, JJ was cool with it, but he said like some of the teammates were not so cool with it, but they were like, well, it's my captain. I'm going to respect him kind of thing. But it was
Yeah.
literally maybe like three sentences at most.
If that. I would say if
Yeah.
that. It's kind of
Yeah.
like this happened.
I
That's
Yeah.
it.
think I mean, I think that scene will be great because I think for folks who didn't read the book, it will give more context as to why, and I love Shane Hollander, is kind of a dick in Long Game. Like, it gives you the reasoning of the
The
fear.
context. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it gives you
That's
the
a good point.
context of like why he is so anxious all the time instead of just like you're making this poor Russian suffer.
Yeah, and I also think not like the lack of that in the book kind of makes it seem worse on Shane because you don't get the actual like that anxiety is like told to you, but it's not demonstrated until it like blows up and then you're like, "Oh, okay." But there's no like visual representation of it, which I feel like is going from the Shane we know in Heated Rivalry to the Shane we know in the long game is like a 180. And I feel like that explanation would kind of set it up better
Yeah.
because then you'd be like, "Oh, that's why he's going through it."
Well, and that's why I
You
hope
know.
that they like maybe not even like use this entire season to tell other stories, but don't immediately jump into the long game
Yeah,
plot because I feel like it's whiplash
it is. I agree.
jumping from like Happy Funland to Rip Out My Heart, Jacob Tree.
Yeah.
Literally, that's a perfect way to describe those two books. Oh my god.
But we love them. We'll read them
We do.
again
We
and then
do.
cry about it.
Yep. Accurate.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh, I'm
also just
ready
think
for
that like in
season
the
two.
long oh sorry.
No, no, no. I'm
Oh.
ready for season two. What were
Oh,
you?
I'm sorry for season two. I also just like in the long game, I feel like we weren't in Shane's head as much as we were Ilya's.
Yeah.
And it will be nice to at least maybe with the whole coming out scene and maybe if they add even more like of Shane just like talking to his teammates scenes
Mhm.
maybe even if it's just Hayden just talk with his fucking kids just talking about Lily and everything we get to see a little bit more of Shane's kind of spiraling about the whole like being out but not being out like in a huge public
Fully.
way
Yeah.
like being out in a way of like if someone asks him if he's gay he's going to say yes and then wanting to maintain the whole shtick of the powerhouse Shane Hollander and not wanting him being gay being the only thing people will think about when they think about him like
Right.
thinking about oh it's Shane Hollander the gay hockey player they think of him as like Shane
Yeah.
Hollander like the best player in history or whatever
Yeah.
um because you don't really it's like you don't really see at least in the long game like how like the things that he is going through mentally which I understand because Ilya has the whole his mom had depression. Ilya's probably really prone to it like he has that whole thing going for him but it would just be it would have been nicer to know what's going on equally in both of their like heads like mentally.
That's also a good point.
Oh, that's very a good. That's definitely a good point. Um, I wonder, like, even if you start season two, like, slightly prior to, like, Troy and Harris's story, where you're kind of already in, you're like getting into that world a little
Yeah.
bit, but, maybe you like ease into it, bringing in a different couple. Bree, you just have to read this book. It's so
I know
good.
there. Trust me, there. It's
Oh,
happening. It'll happen.
There's
Cause like
dogs. Oh my God.
oh,
I
the dogs.
Give me all the dogs.
That's another thing I'm excited for season two. I want all those scenes of Ilya with the
yeah.
dogs,
Give
Ilya
me
at
the
Harris's
dogs.
family's house. Like, all my friends are over here. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Where is this one? I haven't met everybody. Those are my favorite scenes in the long game. Is just Ilya with just any scene with Ilya with a dog.
Yeah, give me all of the dogs. And
Connor's
then
story with a
adopt all
puppy.
of the dogs.
Oh, he was
Yeah.
so nice.
I wonder like how much they're going to lean into like Ilya's depressive moments in the long game. Like do we get the nightmare? Do we just get like are they going to like allude to it where it's just like Ilya's sad or how much are they going to be like actually kind of like show more or less
Yeah. The
his
background of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, there's. I feel like this one too has so much to like pack into it, and I know we're getting more episodes, but at the same time, I'm like, certain things have to be in there
Yeah.
to portray and explain what we're seeing and why. I don't. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. That's how I can describe this.
Yeah, that's the
Nervous but
thing is that
excited.
yeah, it's like you know that they're Hudson and Connor are very talented. You know that they're gonna do it justice. There's like no kind of qualms about
Yep.
that. It's just the whole like exactly how everything's gonna be formatted and exactly how that message is gonna get across. Because the good thing with the books, you read what's in their head. You know
Mm-hmm.
what they're going through because it literally spells it out for you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. That can't translate unless they literally just have blurbs of the text from the book on
Right.
screen as they're acting.
Mm.
So I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how exactly they frame the whole the beginning of Ilya kind of realizing he might be depressed, the him actually realizing and him taking action to try and do something about it.
I do hope, unfortunately, it's going to make me cry because Connor Story is such a phenomenal actor. But the moment where, like, Shane has to, like, leave early in the morning and, like, Ilya's
I reread
fine, and then
that
he
the other
closes the
day.
door and starts crying, I'm like,
Um.
that is what I need.
Right
Because I
after
feel
it's
like
right after
that
the
is one of the
Halloween
moments where it's
party.
just like, okay, this is what's going on with Ilya.
Yeah.
That will
Oh
be a
my god.
very jarring scene if they do it accurate to the book because that is also the plug scene. It's what's right after the plug.
That is so
It's
true.
Halloween party. I just reread it. That's the only reason why I know this, like, fresh in my brain. It goes Halloween party, plug,
What a sequence of
Ilya
events.
breaking down and realizing he needs help. That's such an
Oh my
insane
god.
transition.
That's that is the most insane sequence of events you could probably ever get.
It gave me such whiplash. I
Like
was like,
what is
oh,
going on?
okay.
And I know we're not getting like
Wow.
that scene, but can we get Ilya in at least the gladiator outfit for Halloween?
Oh,
It's a need.
Like,
Again.
like you don't even have to look that
No.
look that far to get inspiration. Literally look at Tom Wilson's Halloween costume from this
I
past year
also
with his wife.
don't care if it's like 5 seconds. It just needs to be screen time somewhere.
Yes.
I don't care how long. It needs to
even
be
if
on
it's
the
just like a
screen.
picture of it.
Yeah,
Like someone showing a
something.
picture.
Something. It's
Something.
got
Give
to
me a
be in there.
gladiator picture instead of a dick pic.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I would take that over
I agree.
that any
That's
day.
what I'm saying. Better choice by a mile.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, am I gonna reread the long game the minute this is done?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Because now I
I
just
just start
finished it
sending
not
like
even a month
crying
ago, and I'm like,
emojis
let
in
me
the
read it
group
again.
chat.
You read it as many times as I have, and you'll know it cover to cover.
I've read Game Changers twice, Heated Rivalry twice, because after episode 4 aired, I mean, Sarah, you know this because I was literally texting you after every single episode. I was distressed. I'm like,
As you
why am
should.
I crying? I know what happens.
Doesn't
I
matter.
know it's gonna
Doesn't
be
matter.
fine. I just have to wait a week to not be miserable.
Yep.
And I'm like, actually, let me reread the book because I just need like confirmation that I'm
Yeah.
going to be okay.
That is so real.
I mean,
No,
because
yeah.
like, come on, like episode 4, I did
Rips your heart
everybody
out.
who I've gotten to watch Heated Rivalry, I have made them wait
Ooh.
after episode 4. I'm like, no, if we had to sit here
You
for
have
a
to
week
simmer in it.
for everybody that, watched it live, I had to wait a week. So you're at least waiting a day.
Yeah.
And you're like, but it's set. I'm like, no, 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 you don't get to binge this.
I had to wait 7 whole
No.
days. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy that I made my own digital footprint of me making TikToks after episode 4 and after episode 5 because I have those to go back and look and see exactly what my raw reactions were. Actually, no, and after episode 6, I just posted myself crying. Um,
Yep, I saw
Real.
that.
that'll be on the internet
Real.
forever. um, but I'm so glad I have those because I can go and look back and be like, this is how far you've come, and this is and you survived that, and you'll be okay. But yeah, all my other friends who have gotten into the show, they if they have to like stop to like after episode 4 or 5 because they have to go to sleep or they have to go to work, they'll text me and be like, imagine how I felt having to wait 7 whole calendar days to know what happened. But even though I knew what happened, but
Yep.
wait, what happened? It's like, imagine how I felt. And then I would send them my
I
TikToks.
can't even go back and watch episodes. Like I can because obviously I'm not a crazy person. I'm not gonna like not watch it. But usually like when the new episode would come out, I would watch the one like I'd queue up the one before to
Oh.
go into the new one.
Yeah.
Mhm. Same.
And I did it until they said their names and I was like, this is how episode 4 ends.
I don't need a reminder. I remember quite well.
Yeah. I don't need to watch the club scene again, even though jaw on the floor the first
Yep.
time I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I should ask Brianna that the question that I posed to you, the about the ending of episode 4, about
Oh,
what side
yes.
she's
Yes,
on.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Whoa.
So,
Okay.
so there was so many discourse online of the interpreting the ending of episode 4, which I think I said like there's the actual way it ended in the book. There's the way that people there's one way people are interpreting it and another. So obviously, in the book, like Ilya doesn't go home with that girl because she's playing a weird foreplay game with her
Yeah.
boyfriend. It's which whatever. And then like Shane doesn't go home with Rose. He actually goes home and he has to pull over because he's crying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
that's the book.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that's the book. But
Yes.
and then the two interpretations for the ending is um One, Ilya being in the shower is actually happening, and obviously Shane and Rose are actually happening at the same time. But then the other one is people are like, well, I people are like, I think that Ilya being in the shower because it looks like Shane's shower, that that's what Shane's picturing while he's with Rose, and that's what gets him
Ooh,
to the finish line, so to speak. Um, and I was, yeah, I'm on the side of I think he was picturing it, and that was
okay.
in Shane's imagination because of the fact that it looks a lot like Shane's shower, like in that
In the
montage in
scene,
the
yeah.
earlier in the episode when we see like the very like 2 second shower scene in the montage, it looks just like Shane's shower.
And it looks too nice to be a hotel shower.
That's
Yeah.
exactly, and yeah. So what do you think?
I feel like I feel I know you can't like combine them, but I kind of feel like I took it as like a combined
Hmm.
like I was like cuz in my mind the whole like end shots of like them both looking at the camera and kind of like breaking the fourth wall thing. I was like, oh, obviously they're thinking about each other or whatever and that's the motive. Um but I also like that's what I think is both because I was like, oh, Ilya's do like they're happening at the same time, but like they're also thinking about each other, so it's like in their head at the same moment. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
So I was
yeah.
like, oh, they're obviously think like they're both in situations they don't want to be in because they want to be with each other. So they're thinking about the other person while also in the acts with, you know what I mean? So I guess a little bit of both. But I think the first time I watched it, I thought it was they're like happening parallel at the
Mhm.
same time, but also thinking about each other because they don't want to be in said situations each way. But that is a crazy thought. Like, that which is so valid because that's the whole open interpretation thing about it, but the same shower thing is crazy. That's wild. like,
Yeah,
I.
and I
I love that
like
part. That's like
yeah.
that thinking around it is like genius.
Yeah, and like
Wow.
you can poise the whole maybe they just didn't have the budget for another bathroom
Yeah.
set, but I don't know. I was just it seemed very intentional.
No, it.
The whole
Yes.
because
Yeah.
specifically showing the shower scene in the
Beginning.
montage earlier in
Yeah.
that episode, and then showing Ilya in a very similar looking shower at the end.
Yeah, I can see it both ways. I like both, but I think I don't know. That's so crazy though, because I was
Like a
always like,
teeny weeny
oh, they're
genius.
thinking about each other while it's like happening concurrently. But I like the idea. I like the idea of it being like an imagination thing for Shane to be like, that's what's whoa. My mind has been blown.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like again, I was thinking both of those things at the same time, but not in that same sense, and that's like wild. Oh my god.
Yeah, once I now I have it in your head, now you won't be able to
No,
watch
now,
that
yeah, I'm
scene
like
without
seeing it and I'm
thinking.
like, wait a sec, you're right. It makes sense. Wow. Yeah,
Especially because, like, and we see this more, like internally with Shane, but, Shane's a little freaky deaky. So why wouldn't
yep.
he be
Mm.
thinking of him in his own shower?
Also, I think that also like adds to the element of like, he's literally miserable with Rose to the point where like, if you're thinking about this, like, basically your situationship, that nobody knows about,
Yeah.
that's like a whole other level of like, dude, you need to, something's
That
obviously
is,
going on.
Yeah.
like, if this is what's
You need to
happening,
end
something's
that
going on.
relationship, man.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good point. Like, of course he would, out of like what we know of Shane, that's on par for him to be like, it has to be in my shower. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, it's on par for both of them.
It is.
Yeah.
That's also why it would make sense. That's crazy. That I haven't seen that, but that genuinely blew my mind. Wow, I love it.
Shout out to the depths of Twitter and TikTok,
Yeah.
Always making you think.
yes.
especially after every episode. Like, the amount of just wild things that I would then get, I'm like, oh, okay.
The amount of things I missed on the first watch, and then the
Yeah.
people would point out on Twitter, I was like, oh my god. I have to go back and rewatch it for like all the finest little details. That's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Mhm.
Oh, we need season 2. Like
we got
now.
like a year. We're fine. We can make it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a perfect segue to we've got other hockey romance stuff coming out in the meantime. Now, Brianna, are you a Briar U reader?
I've read all of, I forget
Off
what actual series,
campus.
like The Deal, that
Oh, off
whole,
campus.
yeah, Off Campus. I've read that one. I have not read any of the Briar U ones because I simply just have not gotten around to it yet. But they're on my list. But Off Campus I've read. Those are probably my first. That was probably my introduction to hockey romance.
It's a
Was
lot of
those?
people.
But
If it's not heated rivalry, it's that.
it's yeah, and that was like before. That was like predated heated rivalry. So that was like my. I was like, oh my god, there's a whole genre for this. Pause. Hold. Let me go find every book I can possibly find that fit into it. Um, but yeah, so I know there's a million other books that fit into that verse that El
World.
Kennedy's written, but I have not read the Bar ones yet. But I've heard very good things. So
I cannot keep track. I don't know how Elle Kennedy does it. I mean,
yeah,
it just the amount in which she can crank out there into the universe and it's all good that I'm like, how are you doing this?
yep.
Yeah.
Um, are you kind of excited for the show? Are you
I have high
optimistic?
hopes.
Yeah.
Mostly because Amazon picked it up, and Amazon did a very, very good job with The Summer I Turned Pretty, which was one of my other. That was my other. I had a very good year in TV shows that were books prior to because we got season 3 of that, and I got Heated Rivalry, and I was like, we're done. I've had my full of yearning men, and I need more. But it was so good. Um, so I have high hopes, but at the same time, I don't know what to expect. If that makes any sense.
No, that makes complete sense.
But I'm very excited to watch it. I just hope it's done well because I really like the books. So I want it to be. And I'm also interested to see how they like structure it. Like if it's a season a book, if it's however they're putting it together.
Hmm.
But I am very excited. I will take all of the hockey romance adaptations.
Give me all of it.
Um,
Give me all of
I'm
it.
just I'm very interested to see how it's done. And I need it to be here like now. I feel like we've known about it forever and it hasn't like I don't do we even know when it's coming out?
No.
See? Like I
We
need it now.
they have not they really haven't cranked out any content.
That's what I
Gosh.
thought. Because I know they were kind of like, every once in a while I'll get like a reel that pops up and I'm like, oh, I kind of forgot.
Right.
But
Yeah, they
like,
were doing like off-campus Thursdays and then heated rivalry started
mm,
streaming and that kind of took the not the throne, but it took the attention
yeah,
of
Yeah.
hockey romance
it shifted.
adaptations oh, kind of away from off campus. Not that I don't think there was a ton of discourse that I saw. I mean, obviously, I saw a
Yeah,
ton on my timeline because I'm tuned into that whole section of TikTok
we
and
love it.
Instagram. But on just the what's it called like mainstream, like
Hmm.
I didn't see a ton of discourse about it. I just don't. I'm like scared to see how people and watch it and if they just will compare it
They're
to
going
heated
to immediately
rivalry because
compare it.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh, they could not be more
I
different.
was gonna say, like, I feel like it's kind of, I don't want to say bad timing for them, but if like people were like, oh, my first thing I'm watching is hockey romance related is heated rivalry, I don't want to say you're gonna be disappointed, but like, very much different stories that are not at all the same. So, but I do think I think the people who have read the books and are like excited about it will definitely carry the momentum. It's just a very drastic like turnaround if you've never been exposed to that side of hockey romances before. So that part will be like the general public reception will be interesting, I think.
Yeah, and I just wonder exactly because obviously HBO you can kind of you can go as spicy as you want and
Mm,
it's as long as you're not if you're like actually showing anything like frontal, I feel like it's kind of fair game. Amazon Prime, I don't know exact. I haven't watched enough Amazon Prime shows like Amazon Prime produced shows to know exactly how far they'll go with spice, but if Red, White, and Royal Blue is my base, um I don't know how they're gonna do that too.
that's
Like
a
I don't
good.
know exactly how they're gonna market this because it
Yeah.
is a spicy romance. It does have spice.
Right. It
Mm,
does have spice, but I also think, and I definitely agree with you, Sarah, that these shows could not be more different. One, in terms of like environment, like truly NHL versus college,
Yeah.
mm.
but also I feel like with the Game Changers universe, a lot of the conflict in all of the Game Changers books is the relationship itself, where I feel like the books in off campus, like yes, you have the relationship, but unless it's like uh Grace and
Logan.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like
I was,
the one that everyone puts Matt Barzal's
yeah.
photo as.
Yeah, that's
Um,
Logan.
but aside from them, like the relationship itself isn't the conflict. So I feel like
That's a good
these books
point.
are going to be so you don't really even have to go that spicy because there's a lot of the plot for these books that is not sex.
Yeah. It's not as big, it's not as pivotal of a role
Yeah.
in these. Yeah, it's a good, it's kind of like a secondary thing.
Yeah.
So, like, you could, I don't want to say you could cut it out, like, you could, but I also
Yeah.
feel like that would be disappointing to, like, people who've read the books and know what to expect. Because they're going to be
I
like,
feel
wait a
like
second.
yeah. I feel like they may just kind of like cater it all like to innuendos, especially when it comes to Dean's character.
Oh my God.
The
Yeah.
man whose name is literally Dean the Sex Machine.
Yeah.
Sweet part.
God, I love
Oh
that
my
man.
God.
I love him so much.
I love him so much. Yeah, if they ever adapt the him and Allie's book.
I cannot wait to see just like what that house looks like
Me too.
Ooh,
that all the boys
yeah.
live in because you know that's disgusting.
Oh, it's so gross.
So true.
And like, are you gonna actually make it like a hockey boy house?
Yeah, it's got to
Or
be
are you
accurate.
gonna try to like romanticize like, oh no, hockey boys aren't
Look
disgusting
how
because
clean this place is.
they're
Immediately, I know it's
gross.
unbelievable. That's not
Yes.
real. If
Yeah, they're
it's
college kids.
exactly. That's a good, yeah.
But I'm very curious. I'm like, are you gonna put them in like a dingy, like the college houses sort
I
of
hope
thing?
so. Because that would be
Me
true to,
too. I'm
like,
hoping that they go
the book.
realistic with like how kind of slimy some things in college are.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be exciting. But yeah, I think you're right. I think people are gonna compare it instantly, be it I think folks that are not in the book world aren't going to compare it a ton because or at least from what I've seen, there's a lot of discourse of like people who have read both like the Game Changers universe and then the off campus universe being like, you can't, they're just so different. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be folks, like you said, where like if Heated Rivalry was your first intro into the world, you're like, well, that's how all of them are. And it's like, no,
No.
no, honey, no.
Yeah. I'm very excited though. Again, that was my first like real intro to hockey romance and like I don't want to say I've like forgotten about it because I read them all a very long time ago, but it like is near and dear to my heart because I'm like you guys are my first like that was my first little series. That's what got me into this mess, really, because now I'm
Yeah.
like consumed by it. Um but I haven't like my I feel like most books now that are adapted are done pretty well.
Hmm.
And again, I have high expectations now based on how they did The Summer I Turned Pretty. So I'm hoping, but if I'm disappointed, you'll hear about it.
Oh,
Because
for
I will
sure.
be so upset if it's not up to my expectations, but I'm very excited that it's even happening.
Yeah,
So
me too. I wonder
I'll
if
take what I
they've
can get.
gone a little quiet because of all the Heated Rivalry stuff,
I think
Yeah.
so.
which, I
I would
mean,
like it sooner rather than later, though. Like, that'd be the perfect holdover until we get season two.
yeah.
That would be
At least,
amazing.
yeah, at least give us a trailer. We haven't even got a
Something!
trailer.
Yeah. Gosh,
Something!
we don't even have a trailer
Something.
for it.
No. Like, we know who's casted and who's who, and, like, I've seen a couple TikToks, and that was, like, basically it. And I was like, wait, what's going on? I need a timeline here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and they've been done filming, so I don't know.
oh, I didn't know that. That
Like
makes it
yeah,
even worse.
yeah, oh, yeah. They've been done. I don't know how if just editing's taking long or
What's
like
Hmm.
happening?
mm,
Oh, I don't like that for them.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It makes me
I'll be
nervous.
sat when it comes out either way. I'll be
Yeah,
watching. I'll be there.
Yeah, because what else are we gonna do?
Of
exactly.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to for our shows.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so we've got the heated rivalry universe. We've got the off-campus universe. What other hockey series is, or we can even go sports romance series is, have you guys read that you love or fan of? What else aside from those two universes?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I actually just finished one the other day. I have two. One is, I feel like one's extremely popular and one I don't really know about because I've like engaged with people who read it a lot. The Windy City series by Liz
By
Tomforty.
Liz Tomfrey.
Yes.
Um, that is the most goated like sports romance series I've ever read in my entire life, and no matter I like don't really venture out into other sports 95% of the time. And we were talking about how we read, well, you guys read the Game Changers, and now I guess I have also read it out of order when I get to start it. I found that series completely by accident, and I read it completely out of order because I didn't know it existed. Um, but it was like I was so sad when I finished it. I know technically there's one more book coming out, but that's my like top tier. Anytime anybody asks me for a sports romance, I'm like, here's your five books, six books, whatever it is. Take them, enjoy it, come back to me and say thank you, because your life will be changed. That's all I gotta
They're
say.
so good.
My second one is just hockey, and it's the Vancouver Storm series by Stephanie Archer. It's all same thing, all interconnected. They're all on the same team.
Okay, I haven't read
Oh,
that
it's
series.
so good. She
I
just
think
released
I
like the last
have.
book, and it's literally every single one of them gets better and better. And it's one of those things where, like, again, like you meet them and then you see the characters from the other books and they keep moving. So 10 out of 10 recommend that one too. They're all, those are my absolute two favorites. Like, when people ask me and they're not those two that we mentioned, I'm like, here you go. Please take it and enjoy. So that's that.
What is the? I'm looking. I'm like, there's the final book for.
Oh, they finally. I was waiting for this one, the final one in the Vancouver.
Oh,
Okay, I did
yes,
not
yes,
know.
yes.
Yeah,
I was like,
it
who
just
is
came
getting a
out.
book?
I'm like
Yeah,
just adding it.
it's so good. I just finished it the other day. It's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh, I
But
was.
yeah, that one's strictly just hockey and amazing. Obviously, the Windy City is like all over the place, but those are my top two. If they're not heated rivalry or off campus, those are the two. I'm like, you guys need to read these.
I let me throw you a recommendation,
Okay,
and
I'm
that
ready.
is Becca Max series.
That one's on my list.
Yes.
It's on my list. I've heard such amazing things, and every time I see it at Barnes and Noble, I'm like, I want to buy all of them to read them all. And I've heard that they're like literally fantastic.
Yes.
So,
Oh, yeah. The last one in it, Breathe with Me. I was sobbing the
oh my
entire time
god,
reading it. It's like, oh my God, I like can't even, I like don't even have thoughts. Like it is so good. Like it is so good.
okay, that
Like
makes me that
I love
convinced
all
me.
the I love all the couples. Oh my gosh.
How many books are in it now? Because I know, what is
All
it,
right, so
four?
it's what Carter or whatever his
There's
name is,
Carter and Olivia,
Jenny and whoever.
Jenny and Garrett. Then there's Liam and oh my gosh, she's my favorite. I literally have their book, and she's my favorite. I can't
There's
remember
the
her name,
single
but
mom and
Liam.
then the animal shelter worker, but also are
Yeah,
they the same person?
yeah, that one. Um, that's one, two, three. That's four. I think there's like five.
Oh, so not
There's
bad. So it's okay. Oh, I could do that.
Yeah,
the
yeah. The
first
last
one,
one
I
is
swear you will binge
Cara and
it
Emmett.
so quickly because Carter is think if Ilya was American and like
Oh
more
my god.
obnoxious.
I'm about to get off this call and literally like add every single one of them onto my Kindle. I'm just gonna
Like
add them all.
if he
Another one I
was
have to read. This reminds me because I have another series literally loaded on my Kindle I haven't read. The DC Stars series by Chelsea Curto.
Okay.
Apparently, I have not read them, so I can't actually like speak to them. But apparently, it's really, really popular on like all of the hockey. So I have all of them on my Kindle, and they're so good.
Oh
But
my
I have
God.
not read them yet. So I want to do the same thing where I read them all back to back. I think there's five or six. Same thing. They're all interconnected. But another one that's like out of this world amazing apparently, and I have to read it.
Okay, Sarah, do I
There you
start
go.
with the Vancouver series or the DC series?
Oh shit. I read both. I get literally every single series that you guys have talked about. I'm like, oh yeah, I read
I
it. I
love
read
that.
it. I'm really utilizing my Kindle Unlimited membership. Um,
That's why we should. That's
um,
why it exists.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, they're
Do I
both
need to get my
just
Kindle
so.
Unlimited again? I
They're
didn't have
both
it for the
just
longest time
so
because, like,
good.
I don't know if you guys go through this where it's like I will like sit down and read as many books as I can within the like a period of time, and then it's like I do not have the attention span to read anything whatsoever. Don't ask me to like read through a freaking NHL.com article. And then I will go back and be like, I will read 3 books in a day.
Yeah,
Like, I will
I'm
go through periods.
I'm that way with like the type of like the form of reading. Like
Hmm.
sometimes if I read like three books back to back on my Kindle, I'm like I need a book like in my hand physically. So then
Hmm.
I'll read like a couple physical ones and then I'm like, wait, my Kindle's sitting there. I should read a Kindle book, blah blah blah. And there's ones on my Kindle that don't exist in print. So I go back and forth in the forms of like I've read too many ebooks. I want to like actually hold a book and then I go and hold a book and then I'm like, wait, I want to read this book, but like it's on my Kindle. That's my back and forth constant debate all the time. Literally all the time.
Yeah, I've taken to annotating as a palette cleanser, like my physical
Ooh.
books. I'm in the middle of doing it in the Game Changers series. Like I went and finally the Barnes and Noble near me has like restocked all the books because I didn't want to wait for them to come in like on a
Valid.
ship in a shipment. So in the middle, if I'm in a rut reading anything new, I've taken to annotating and just putting down all my thoughts for books that I know and that are ingrained into my
I
head.
like that.
Which is really fun. I like looking back at all my commentary.
Well, now I'm excited. I have 2 new series that I have to start. I'll probably start
Yeah,
with the Vancouver one
I'm
first,
very
just
excited.
based on your guys' and the fact that you
It's
guys both have read that one. So I'll
so
start.
good. Every single one of
Yeah.
them, like, I literally thought she couldn't outdo the one, and then, like, I read the next one, and I'm like, how is this 10 times better than the one that I was, like, infinitely amazed by? So, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
they're
very
both
excited for your reactions when you get to them. And then
It's
I'll
just
have to
gonna
read
give
the
me the
DC
group text
Stars,
being
because
like,
I
guys.
have been,
oh
that one's been on my list for
yeah.
so long, and every time I see it, I'm like, I need to finally read them, but it'll happen. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It'll be a
DC
good
Stars
one.
I'd say are like the my favorite of the two. But
Okay.
Vancouver, oh my gosh.
So I should start with DC.
I I think oh gosh, I don't even know. Like they're both just so good. I think I'm just more because I started the DC Stars before I read any of the Vancouver Storms.
Okay.
And I'm really protective over oh what's his I think his name is Riley. His book is The Hat Trick.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
physical therapy because it made me cry and
That's all we do on the show is just
Valid.
cry
that's all
Yeah,
I
I
about
was
do.
gonna
Vancouver
say.
books.
That's all I do is cry.
Yep.
Oh, have either of you read the queer romance that Elle Kennedy wrote? Him?
No, it's on my
No.
list.
I finally went and read it. Him and then I think the there's like a mini like sequel called I think it's called His or something like that or it's
Mhm.
called like Us. But they're the only like queer couple in the Elle Kennedy universe. And oh my gosh, so good. It's only 2 books, so it's a really quick read.
Okay.
Um, I also San Jose Sharks is mentioned in the sequel. So
That's
Slay,
so good.
um,
There you go.
which is my team, and I love them. Even in this fictional universe. But there's oh my gosh, him is it's just so it's like childhood friends and like unrecruited recruited that one word love
Unrequited.
where it's
Yeah,
like
however we
yeah
say it.
it's like that And oh my gosh, it is just so good.
Oh my God, I didn't even know it existed, so it will be now be added to my TBR.
Well, I had read her other books. It's called like good. There's like it's like called one of them's called like Good Boy. Another one it's like separate couples in a
Okay.
different universe than the off-campus universe.
Mm.
And like this queer couple is mentioned. Like their wedding is in one of them. Spoiler alert! But their wedding is in one of them. And I was like, is there books for these people? And I went, I was like, there are. And they came before these ones. So I went backwards in that, but those were really good. And I found another queer romance series, which is really good. Um, uh, oh, Chicago Thunder. It's just a whole team of gay people.
I don't think I've read that
Fantastic.
one.
Give me
Everyone's
20 of
gay.
them.
Everyone's gay. Everyone's gay on the Chicago Thunder.
I love
I
it.
know, it's like Chicago team win. Chicago W.
Oh. Um, not hockey related, but I just finished You Should Be So Lucky, which is a baseball one.
Ooh.
Period piece, queer like 1960s sports reporter and baseball player.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
Whoa.
it's not that, I want to say it's like 300 and something page. Like it's not that long of a read either.
Ooh, okay. I love this. I'm like adding, I don't
And
need
I
more books on my
know
TBR, but I'm like, here's 12 more books I have to read.
and I know there's that one and then there's at least one before, so it might just be two like in
Ooh,
that
okay.
universe, but and the other one came first because they like allude to another couple and I'm like, do they have a book too? Um, but speaking of sports romance, because we are sports romance readers, but also avid sports watchers, what is your sports romance pet peeve? Like you
Ooh.
see, when you read this, you're like, there's no way that that would be real. Like two
Okay.
Western Conference teams playing for the Stanley Cup, or just like something wacky where you're like, okay, but no, or like an actual NHL player being listed in a book.
I
I
have
think that's
two.
so funny when that happens. Every time I see Sidney Crosby mentioned in a book, I'm like, what is he doing
You're like
here?
it's like random mention, but
Yeah,
okay.
like he's made it into this fictional world. I love this. Those are like my favorite little Easter eggs. I love to find them because they make me crack up. Or like when it's a name that's like two current NHLers, but it's like a first name and a last name that
Hmm.
belong to different people, and I'm like, that's
Oh,
funny because you don't know that's a real person in real life, you know? I'm trying to think of.
I got two I
Okay.
can think of
Go
Sorry.
right
ahead.
away. One is the whole the non-hockey player part of the couple, whether it's a guy or a girl, somehow getting down to the locker room, if their partner has been like pulled off for an injury,
Oh yeah,
and they're not like married or anything. It's like, yeah, you probably have clearance to some places. I don't think during the game they probably let you down there, especially if it's a case where you're just hooking up with them. They don't the staff doesn't know you.
my favorite is when that
Um,
happens, and then like they're like, oh, security needs like I need a pass, and they like somehow get past security. I'm like, that's not happening. You're leaving the building. Like they are
yeah,
removing you from the building if that's happening. That's not how it works.
no, completely. And then oh my gosh, oh, and then the second one was uh oh what is it? Oh, setting up a fake relationship to boost the reputation of a player.
Oh, that
Mm.
one happens a lot.
Because, like, I don't think if I was a fan of a team, if there was a player who was just like a piece of shit, I don't think him getting into a relationship would hinder my
Would
opinion
change
at
your
all.
opinion. Yeah,
I would be like, oh, so now he's dragged somebody else into his nonsense. Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. Like,
that's a good point. I
yeah,
think I
those are
have
my two.
I have two that are like I feel like not that big of a deal, but like for someone who's probably like too aware of how hockey works, they
Yeah.
annoy me. Kind of going off the whole like wag or partner situation. Um, the idea that like they're always sitting behind the glass in their partner's jersey, and like this player has to like skate by and like blow them a kiss or do some, and I'm like that literally never happens.
Unless you have like a kid with you at
Yes.
warm-ups, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, at
no.
warm-ups too. It's not during a game. Like you're never
No,
see
no.
like this is not I was like Wags have their own like suite and like, or like they have a row somewhere, like they're not sitting behind the glass ever. And that one gets me. The one actually it came up in or not really came up, but it made me like question it, but in heated rivalry slash a long game, and again, this is me because I am way too into how hockey works. The whole free agent slash I can be traded anywhere idea, and I'm like, that's you actually have like a contractual expectation to like play for this team, and that doesn't you can't just be like, I'm not playing for you anymore. I've been traded, like whatever. Um, so like the lack of or like whatever might happen, where like suddenly it also happened in Icebreaker, I think, by Hannah Grace, where he was like a prospect or something, and he was suddenly traded, and I'm like, hold on. So stuff like that's again, it's so like nitpicky, and you're not gonna know that unless you know how like hockey works. But every time that comes up, I'm like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Piggybacking off of that with like Shane's world in the Game Changers, where I mean, obviously it is a valid fear for like your team to want to trade you, but I'm like, sweetie, how do you not have a no movement
Yes.
or like a no trade clause in your
No, my
contract?
my both that came up for me for Ilya and Shane when like they were both like, yeah, my contract's up. I'm like, so why hasn't your team traded you yet? They're just gonna like let you walk for nothing both times. You're like the two best players in the world. They're just not gonna trade you. Like, what is that? You just get to choose. Like, I was like, that's so. That was the most unrealistic part to me, where I'm like, nobody's doing that. Nobody's just gonna be like, see ya.
Nobody can do
Have
that.
yeah,
Literally, Marner tried to do that, and then
exactly.
they're like,
Yes,
you're conspiring.
yes. I was so like every time I'm like, if you're a free agent this season, like you should either be resigning or like that team should be trading you.
Right.
What's going on? But yeah,
Unless you're
that's
like
yeah,
fully lying to the team, being like, no, I'm signing, like you're actively working
yeah.
up a fake contract with Boston. I didn't even think of that. No, you're
Yes.
so
Both
right.
times I was like, huh? They're just gonna let you not like they're not gonna get anything for you? What are you talking about? So yeah, those are my two pet peeves, I guess.
A nitpicky one that, and this is more just like how they filmed Heated Rivalry, but it also is in the hockey sense. Shane and Ilya are both supposed to be the number one centers for their team.
Mm-hmm.
In what world are two number one centers facing off against each other? That is some awful coaching. What do you mean you are not putting out your shut down centerman against
Mm,
Ilya Rozanov?
that's a good
Why are
point.
you putting Shane out there and vice versa?
The one that killed me about them was the amount of like face off. Every single face off was incorrect. And I was like, if they did that, like that is not a face off. Like that would not fly. Someone's getting kicked out. What are you doing? That one every time. I was like penalty, kick them out. Why are we what is that?
I think
But
my other peeve is like just little things throughout the game. Like if they'll like say that like six other players are on the ice, like not mentioning the goalie, but just get like the wrong
yeah,
number that are there. Um, or just, like New York and Boston playing against each other for the cup. And I'm like, in what world?
yeah. I was gonna say that
No.
reminded me too. I can't stand. Which again, it's so nitpicky. The difference in calling it Stanley Cup playoffs and like final round of Stanley Cup playoffs opposed to like Stanley Cup final. I'm
Yeah.
like, we don't
It's like
call it the Stanley Cup playoffs when
yeah.
it's the Stanley Cup final anymore. Like
You
that's
call it the Stanley Cup final.
yeah, like there's a
Because it's the
difference. We need to yeah.
finals.
I read so many where it's like the fourth round of the playoffs. I'm like technically true, but like
Yeah.
we're not calling it that. That's not what it's called. So again, it's all like it's such small things, but every time I read it, I'm like, huh, this is like basic research. We could figure it out, but it's okay. I read it anyway. I'm still here, but all very good points.
Do you guys like obviously, we've read different series that all kind of like stick in a particular city. And I feel like there's been some books where I've seen that they will truly use like Liz Tom for like the Windy City, like it's the United Center. It's like everything is very like to the city. And then you have some series where it's kind of just they're making up stuff. Do you like when they stick true to like the city landmarks, or you're like, oh, this is a little too real for me. Choose a made up name.
I love it. Like I love the because it makes you like while you're reading it, you're like thinking like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. Like it kind of makes everything a little bit more real, even though you know it's a book and you know it's
Yeah.
fiction. These people don't actually exist, but it's so just like I don't know. It's so it adds like that extra bit of whimsy. Like when I'm reading, um, um, the end of Grace and Logan's book, and it's Garrett and Logan are playing their game at TD Garden, and they're uh, in this universe, they're actually on the Boston Bruins. And if anyone asks me in real life who my favorite Boston Bruins players are, I'm not gonna say David Pastrnak. I'm gonna say Garrett Graham, like 3 times Stanley Cup champion.
So real.
I'm gonna say John. I'm gonna say he's the best captain they've ever had.
Speaking of Boston, really quick, because
Oh
I know,
yeah.
Sarah, we did talk about this on our show. Brianna, did you see the like crossover theory that Ilya Rozanov would have been with Boston at the same time as
Like in the
Garrett
timeline.
and John Logan? What if they all three?
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah, because um I actually I saw the Bruins play the Islanders it was like November.
Mhm.
And one of my friends went, and so it was right around the time, it was right before Thanksgiving, so I had already read the book, and in my head, I'm like, oh my God. I was making a joke, I'm like, where is Leah Rosenov? Why am I watching the Boston Bruins? Whatever. And then one of my friends who went, who I didn't actually know she was there until I saw her, she was like, oh my God, she mentioned the off campus boys. And I was like, whoa, imagine. I was like, hold on 1 second. Um, so yeah, that is a funny, like the crossover and the fact that it literally would have ended up like same timeline is such a funny thought. Also, like the like thinking of them as teammates makes me crack up because that's
I
such a funny
know
thought.
Ilya Rozanov would have taken one look at them and be like, "Daddy
Bye.
issue,
Yeah. Immediately
bad
clocks
Like
it.
come here, my children.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like you know when Ilya left to go to Ottawa, that's when Garrett became captain.
Yes."
There you go. That's it.
We have the timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, real life ties just add so much whimsy. Like Elle Kennedy also has a new book coming out next month, which is it's Grace and Logan's daughter, and Hannah and Garrett's twin son Wyatt, Gigi's twin, um, and it's set in Lake Tahoe. And
Ooh.
I grew up in like the Reno Tahoe area, so I'm very excited to see if any local
Hmm.
beaches or restaurants get mentioned. Um, and I will, if they're not, I will be having a talk with Elle Kennedy. I will be DMing her and be like, as a local, or not even a local, but as somebody who's been there a lot, like you dropped the ball on this, but I like the whole in real life tie-ins that some book series do.
Yeah, I agree. I think it also kind of brings to the point where like 95% of hockey romances are set with like original six teams
Hmm.
almost always. And I know there's like the legality of it if it becomes adopted. Listen to me, adapted. Like we saw with Heated Rivalry with the whole like names and things being too close to whatever. But in terms of reading it, I like it feeling as realistic as possible. Just
Hmm.
because it makes it's there's like no, I don't want to say it and like I have to work more, but like I'm like that's how it is. Like this is already what I know, and that's how it exists. So I do like the idea of it being like we're playing at the United Center and like blah blah blah. I think in there they also share the arena in the Windy City series, which like is legit.
Yeah.
So like that stuff to me makes it just like it requires less thinking because you're just like that's how it is. Like that's exactly what
Right.
is real
That's
life.
that's
Like
how
this
it
is
is.
exactly how it is. Um, and yeah, I agree. It kind of makes it feel more real because like you know that's a real place. And the setting exists. So like I appreciate it more. I know they can't do that like all the time, but I do when it happens. I'm like, okay, cool. I can see where this is now.
Well, guys, we have been yapping for quite a bit.
Yeah, I lost daylight, so
It is. She's dark out.
I'm
Um,
dark now.
but guys, thank you so much for coming on and talking book hockey. Do you guys want to take a second to plug your podcasts?
Here,
Yeah, do you want me to
you
go
can take the
first?
stage. Yeah, you can
Um,
take the stage since you missed last one.
yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. I have really bad planning skills, apparently. Or don't remember, I never know what actual day it is. I'm just like, I know when I have work and like when things are happening, and then I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
oh my God. Anyway, I'm one half of Read Between the Blue Lines. We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads and TikTok, all under Read Between Sports. Read BTWN Sports. But that's us. So most times, all hockey. I am slowly integrating my F1 part of the podcast in because we're getting there. But yeah. So and we talk all about books, hockey books, all that. So that's us over there.
Yay.
Sarah.
Yeah, I am, my show's Hot Girls Learn Hockey. I post every other Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Right now, we're currently, because of the Olympics week, doing Olympic related episodes. I don't know when exactly this episode right now that we're filming is gonna go up. I think you
Saturday.
said
This is Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
So before you watch this, go watch. I did a very it's very small, it's a brief one because I know everyone's busy with the Olympics. Just a brief history of the NHL signing their players to the Olympics and the reasons why they did or why they didn't in certain ones. That episode's out right now. You guys can go watch it on YouTube. It's the same name, Hot Girls Learn Hockey, or Spotify, Hot Girls Learn Hockey. And then also have a TikTok account, HGLH Pod. You can see the aforementioned TikToks of me crying, uh, or
Are they pinned to the
follow their
top?
Instagram page, which is at Hot Girls Learn Hockey. That's it.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on.